Make sure I'm relaxed. January. It's December. Today is December 14, 2022. It's a Wednesday. We are halfway through. We are halfway through. A bitch cannot wait for 2023. Why? Because shit's just gonna be the same. Probably worse, but just the same, you know? People still lost. People still find losing themselves in certain drugs, certain alcohol, sex, money. And I don't know how to start, but let's just start with sex, because what better way to start life than always with a great ass motherfucking orgasm. So let's just start with sex, right? I am trying to transition into one, definitely finding the right partner for me, obviously. Like, you know, we're getting older here, bitch. Like, settle down. But number two is not just finding anyone, because I've been talking to a lot of women lately, but then still at work, you know, Miss W. And even yesterday we were having a conversation, like, we need to stop telling our little girls, and especially little boys too, like any little child, like, oh, is that your boyfriend? Do you have a girlfriend? And remember, it puts a fake reality, a false pretense in these children's head like, hey, when I grow up, I need a partner. I cannot be myself without a partner. Watch the bullshit show Potomac. If you're from Maryland and you watch that show Potomac, if you do not see the fakery in everything that happens, except Ashley and her crying because she lonely. Ashley don't got shit. Ashley don't even know how to put her left shoe on her foot without looking right. Like, Ashley cannot do shit, okay? So Ashley, don't be an Ashley. Don't, like, she's gonna be fine. But it's one of those things where it's like, you cannot be having two children and don't know who the fuck you are, and you want to raise them. Two children. This girl's gonna raise two young boys just like her husband, because they ain't gonna change no other way. Two young boys, and she does not know who she is as a woman, and she is scared. And these children are going to pick up on all her fear. They're going to pick up on her anger. If a little boy, and on TV they are showing us that all they're showing us on TV is trauma. If you watch reality TV, all you're watching is trauma, okay? Not drama, trauma, okay? Trauma. And why do I like watching reality show? Free therapy learning. Free. It's free. I get to watch all these people be dumb on TV and sit down and be like, what happened in your childhood? And then they slowly tell us what happened in their childhood. So anyway, heal and fix yourself. But you cannot then finally separate and don't know who you are. So going into a relationship, going into anything, before you go partner up, before you tell these children, hey, do you have a boyfriend? What about ask your child, hey, do you know what you want to do? Not very early, but what do you like to do? What are your favorite hobbies? Ask these children, what do you like in school? What interests you? Ask children things about themselves, not about another partner. And I remember, honestly, because I've been thinking about this a while before coming on doing this recording. It's honestly like about 2 weeks I was thinking about it. I was like, as a child, I remember that feeling of when my family used to say, a very young child, very young, like 4. I remember that feeling when they were like, she's gonna marry him. I, like, literally, if you look at my baby pictures, there's one guy I grew up with. He's in my pictures. Like, we were like little children, like best friends. So as that mindset of a little child having a best friend as a male, I saw him no different from me. Like, the only difference was he had a penis. And that's why my pronouns are they, she. Because when I was growing up, I did not see myself different from him other than he had a penis. I wanted to do everything a boy could do. And I'm still the same way. Unless I'm just like, nah, that shit ain't for me. Like, y'all can keep that. You know, like, but my thing is, growing up, especially just having like a very close boyfriend, like not boyfriend, but a boy that is a friend, we did, at least in my memories, or like reality, everything together to the point where they're like, oh, those two are gonna get married. We're not. I haven't seen this boy probably since I was like 9, 8. Honestly, after my mother's passing, I do not even before my mother's passing, like, I do not have a clear memory of this boy at all. It's like I knew he was around, but it's like, nigga, where did you go? So moving forward with just a childhood having that, I know that as an adult, I can be, as a child, if I knew like, hey, there's boundaries, unless you guys taught us all this sex, but there's boundaries, right? So I'm gonna have that same boundaries when it comes to male friends. And that is something where, can you be friends with benefits, or someone you have been sexually intimate with? And while it's hard, I believe, yes, if there is nothing, like if you guys have come to that there is no sexual connection there, like that is dead, but there is still a friendship connection there, why not? It's all about closing one door and opening another. You can close this channel. Like, yes, not all doors can be stuck, but you can bolt lock it, okay? You can do other things to make sure that shit don't open, okay? And you can open a new door and a new path and focus on that path. If your path is, we're gonna be friends, we're gonna do and set perfect boundaries where, hey, we just chill out and go to movies, or we just like concerts, so that all we do is, that's my concert friend, but nothing more than, hey, you don't want to hit up this concert, let's go. Hey, do you want to hit up this movie? Let's go. Hey, you like to do photography? Let's go. Hey, you want to do rock climbing every blah, blah, blah? Let's go. Hey, you want to do tennis? Because when I was taking my dog to the dog park on one of those days, all these motherfuckers out here playing tennis. I don't know what the fuck they doing. All these white men just out here playing tennis. So that is my thing, where it's like, as children, very young, stop being like, is that your boyfriend? Because you're putting that like, I need someone. I need someone in order for me to be successful, and that is not true. All you need is yourself. I don't need that many friends. I've learned that very early in life. I just need a solid group of, I know no matter what, you have my back, you love me, you're not gonna go anywhere, we met for a reason. If you're not like that, get the fuck out of my life. And my thing, my grandmother told me, for some reason, from the time I was born, she was like, if my spirit does not match with this person's spirit, I don't fuck with them. And I've been like that from a child. I never changed. And if you're like, this one woman at work, she's like, I was trying to look for you, blah, blah, blah. I thought, for some reason, I was like, in my head, I just thought she didn't like me. And in my head, I'm like, no, you're right. I don't like you. But would I be cordial with you? Sure. Would we talk? Sure. Do I like you? No, because you lie. You manipulate, and you are an evil ass bitch. And you pretend. But do I care? No, because at the end of the day, you're not going to change. It's not going to affect me, but I know how to move and operate with you. So when you slowly get on my nerves, I just disappear. And you'll be like, what the fuck she, or when you tell me shit and I'm like, you know that don't make sense. You're just trying to control. You ain't controlling me. She'll be like, do you think we should do this? I'm like, do you think you should do this? Not we, you. Do you want to do this? Don't try to put this on me. So things like that, watch how people talk to you. No, I don't think we should do this. I think you should do this because you thought about it. Don't bring me in your plans. Ask me if I want to do it. There's a difference. Ask me, am I open to do it? Don't come, oh, do you think, bitch, fuck you, okay? So definitely raising children, that thing about no, do we need to accept, parenting, y'all need a lot of help. Caribbean, so I was talking to co-worker, and the one thing, because we're talking, and she's like, it doesn't matter what you do. If you're like a Caribbean, African, Indian, I'll even say on the other side, Asian, the parents are hard on us. They're Westerners. On the east side, these people are hard on us. So when we come home with like a 95 and 96% on a test, our parents are like, where's the 4%? Why didn't you get 100? Fuck that. Why didn't you get 105% on this fucking exam? Where's the extra credit so you could be extra intelligent? That is where we're used to. Not, oh, you got a 90, good job. No, it's finally taking people to finally be like, yeah, you got a 90 and that's still an A, it's okay. I don't need to push for perfection and over the top, because these people don't care at the end of the day. Because they ain't gonna pay us. They ain't paying us. We're coming on the other side, and we're coming into America, work. And then we work, and we realize, wait a minute. Some of these people just cruising at the top, ain't doing shit, but watching us being slaves down here. What are we doing all this for? So that's definitely it. Being in the Caribbean, learning that it doesn't matter what you do. You could be the perfect child out there, and your parents will be the hardest shit on you. They won't let you go nowhere, okay? They won't let you go nowhere. Not even to step out the door to be like, hi, neighbor, because they'll be like, oh, what you doing? Caribbean people don't really trust. Caribbean parents, for some reason, Caribbean, African, and I understand it's a dangerous world. You guys saw a lot more, but we're also young enough to understand, and if you taught us the right things, we can navigate life correctly. Because when you guys try to like micromanage us inside the house, that's when we go out and be rebellious and do whatever the fuck we want. Versus tell us, engage with us, especially as a young child. If you just start talking to us, not just no and not being like, because I said so. Bitch, what? Talk to me. Talk to me. We can comprehend. And the reason why I said we can comprehend, back to Miss W, her granddaughter, there was a graduation her granddaughter was supposed to go to since June or July. They told the child about this. The child is 6 years old, and she got COVID, and long story short, she wasn't able to go, so the father did not tell her about it. So when the grandmother is showing her pictures of the graduation, she started crying, and Miss W was like, not like no like little tears, like boo-hoo, upset, took the phone from her and was like, Daddy, I thought you said we were gonna go to this graduation, yada yada yada. And it's like, you should have just told her, like, from then, like, remember that these children remember. This is in June, right? And it's in December. These children remember, right? So what Miss W was like, no, you should tell her, like, hey, things change, plans changed, and this is no longer happening because you're sick. You are sick, honey, and I don't want to get other people sick. Talk to her. Or what Miss W was saying, don't tell children shit. These little children remember. And the thing is, these children remember time. Because even like, again, I've been around a lot of children. When they're trying to be on their hands, you said 5 days. I'll be back in 5 days. And they're counting, okay, now it's 4 days. So what I've learned with children, do not tell them shit. Like, you need, before, as you walking out the door, be like, hey, we're gonna do this. Spontaneous. Hey, we're gonna do this. Because if you give them the expectation of, we're gonna do this in like X amount of time, they're waiting. They're keeping it in their mind, and that's what they're moving for. And if you disappoint them, that's what they're gonna do. I'm gonna expect something, and then I'm gonna get disappointed. I'm gonna expect something, and then I'm gonna get disappointed. That's how I function in school, because I was like, I wasn't trying to expect an A. I was like, I'm just gonna fail. And if I pass, great. But I had the expectation, but you already failed, because I didn't want to get disappointed no more. In school, I was like, every exam, when people were like, oh, how you did? I did horrible. I didn't know none of the answers. And then sometimes I got a B, sometimes I got an A. There are times I got a C, and I was like, shit, I did better than I thought. So definitely that. And then back to Caribbean Parents Don't Trust, I was tutoring. I could not tutor. Something about Caribbean is a trigger. Caribbean is a trigger because it's like what I have faced. So tutoring a Caribbean student and listening to her, she was just checked out. She's an American child. The mother is born America, but the grandparents are from Trinidad, I believe. Yeah, the grandparents are from Trinidad. So the parent was raised in a Caribbean household, and now that parent is trying to raise an American, because she was also Americanized. So trying to raise an American it's a mess of a hot, right? And that's the student, if you listen to that one video, if not, it's not on YouTube anymore. But that student, the mother took the door away, would take the laptop, would take phones, would take all types of things from this child. And yes, the child is acting up, but the child is so checked out, because the child will come to me and be like, she will tell me in the right, she's like, I am taking all my mother's trauma. All my mother has been sexually abused, and she's thinking that everybody's gonna sexually abuse me. And she's like, I can't go anywhere. She's like, I will go to my friends down the hall, and all we're doing is just catching up and talking. And I can't even stay there till like 1 because my mother think I'm doing something. She's like, we're in an apartment and I'm in the same building as her, but because of that, I can't be out. And this is a 13-year-old child, and she can't study, she can't focus, because all she's doing is yelling at her mother every single day for freedom. Let me live. That is, again, heal yourself, because you guys are pushing this on children. They start acting out, they want to run away, they want to do all this shit, and then you guys are like, I don't understand my child. Because you are indirectly pushing all your bullshit on them. They're absorbing all that fucking energy, and when they throw it back at you, you're traumatized and you don't know how to handle it, so you just lash back at them, they lash back at you, and y'all just going all fucking day till one person gives up. And then we do it every day, and then we dying from stress, a whole bunch of anxiety. They're giving us all this medication so we can sleep better, instead of us just taking care of our body. I think that's it. And this is how I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded because I know I'm not alone. I'm from a Caribbean, and my household was not like, oh my gosh, honestly, my household wasn't that bad. I actually came from a really good house. Like, my family gave me everything they want, everything they could provide for me. Like, it's not like, oh my God, she's like, no, my family actually was really good. Like, I did great. It's like, if I have to be honest, what I am right now is a product of how great my family took care of me. Yes, there was shit that happened, but what I am now and the things they have put me through is a product of, we knew you could have withstand it, and we knew you could hold it, and we knew you could do this on your own no matter what, because we put the tools in place. And we know you're hard-headed, stubborn as a bitch, but we know we put the tools, we put the seeds in place, that if you're not going to end up swimming, because we don't sink in this place, if you do not end up swimming and just keep going, then we did not do our job. And that's what my family did. So it took a while, but it's one of them things where, and I just observed because I was like, wait a minute, my family will tell me this. I went to school and I'm learning this, and I'm observing people doing this, and then TV is showing me this, and books are telling me this, and all of this don't really make sense. So what I did with my open mind was observe everything and took in what I need to do for myself. Because these people, I am only here for myself. All I can do is see and look and like, wait a minute, what the fuck is everybody doing around me? And then reflect back on me and being open-minded enough to know, like, yes, these people are going to do all this bullshit no matter what, because I can't change them, but I can change myself. And what I'm going to do is tell people during the pandemic, do you pay attention on how they tell us the news? Because if you really look, some of these people are not crying. I need y'all to really pay attention. And even the last episode of, what is that stupid show? Not The Circle. Love is Blind. Love is Blind, when he was putting those eye drops. Look at Potomac. No offense. I'm questioning, what's her name? Robin. Robin lies. Robin, you are the biggest liar on Potomac, and I need you to stop. Someone who lives in Potomac close area, I need you to stop lying on Potomac. I don't know how people watch these shows. I don't know if you like was from Atlanta and how people from Atlanta watch Atlanta. Because I'm like, the level of lies. We are like, what, 12 seasons into Potomac? Can you guys not find people with money in Potomac? The reason why, because they're not selling them soul for nothing. Nothing. Robin is lying. Robin and Giselle are lying on TV, and it's bad. Bad. Robin, your Baltimore County ass, sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down, Robin. Guys, they are lying. That TV, I'm watching this for like, yo, you can fool the rest of the world, but let me just tell you, anybody living in Maryland, Robin and Giselle, and the way you guys treat that black woman, we lying. So that's it. I think that's everything I have to do. Like, that's all that's in my head. Oh, last thing. So definitely taking care of yourself, last thing. Taking care of yourself, what has been coming into my life in just these 2 days, right? 30 minutes, and this is what happens. So I give, I'll be honest, I gave a friend some dog treats. They're natural because my dog only consumes like natural products, because who am I? So I gave him some natural treats for his dog. He came over the other day and he's like looking at all my dog bones and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, that stuff you gave for my baby, like, she didn't like it. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, like she threw up. She ate it, because I love her. She's a little greedy. So he was like, yeah, she ate it, but she threw it up. And I was like, after he said that, I was like, oh. And I was like, well, baby does have like sensitive stomach or something like that. But I'm like, she's just like you. I've said this all the time. Your partner, your dog reflects you. Your dog is a version of you. Everything you do, and your dog absorbs it too. So I'm like, you don't actually eat as the healthiest person. Everything he eats, he gives it to his dog. And I sometimes look at it like, you shouldn't do this. But who am I to like judge it? Like, tell people what to do. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you shouldn't do this. But he'll give his dog anything. And some of the food he consumes, love you, and I love you, is, high fat, high grease. High greasy, high fat food. American. And with that, you're also giving your dog high grease, high fat food. So when someone comes into your life and they start giving you a whole bunch of things that are natural and showing you the nicer way to take care of yourself, your body gets overwhelmed. Everything in your cell goes, we don't like this. Nope. Bad. We don't do natural. We don't do healthy. Fuck that shit. And they throw it up. That's your system says, fuck this shit. Nope, alarming. I don't know what this is. Nope. Don't do this natural. We don't do this shit. And you throw it up till you tell your body, no, I need this for my health. So I can be strong. So I can live long. And that's what, so dogs do the same thing. We all have, humans do the same thing. Some of you guys, honestly, if you all of a sudden start doing healthy eating, you're like, wait a minute, why am I crashing? Your body don't know how to absorb all these new nutrients and material. I was going to say material. All this new, what am I going to say? Your body does not know how to accept or to process all these new proteins and enzymes that you're putting into your body, because it doesn't have the building blocks. It doesn't have still proteins because everything, going down to the atom. But if you're putting this in your body, it does not know how to break it down. If you're putting a foreign object, something as something natural all of a sudden, and the body doesn't have the code to break down this thing and absorb it into the body, doesn't know what to do other than just reject it. And that's what happens. Even like, let's say when you get, for me, I got my vaccine. And this is like one of my last vaccines because I was telling Ms. W, like, I got the vaccine and the only thing that really affected me was my hand, and I had to keep doing this and I didn't like it. But for some reason, this vaccine had no effect on me. None of them really did. And when I thought about it, at this point, the body has enough building blocks where you shouldn't, honestly, personally, and I'm just going a short side thing, I think my body has too much COVID antibodies or whatever fuck that they're doing. Because the tingling sensation in my head thought, maybe you have enough. That's just me. Maybe you have enough. So I wouldn't get another booster till like another 2 years, maybe 2025. And then the other reason I'm saying that too, when I was talking to like just the scientists around me, the booster I took was for whatever the fuck the last big variant was, not the newer ones. So it's not like we're gonna make a vaccine for each new mutation. So that's where it's like, how much am I really covered? So that's where I'm like, fuck it. With that being said, lastly, like, yes, eating healthy, those are things you have to change your mind. I will never forget the day I went to Red Emma's. I've been a pescatarian for 13 years. So that is nothing new. But eating organic, eating more natural thing shook my brain. It shook me. When I first it shocked me. It shocked me. But when I first went to Red Emma's and I had, I think, like a miso soup, and I think I also had like a vegan mac and cheese. It was complete garbage. It was nasty. Okay, the miso soup tasted like straight up grass. Like they literally just mowed the grass and put some grass clippers in there, maybe put a little bit of salt, and was like, here's a meal. The vegan mac and cheese, it was good, but vegan mac and cheese don't really have that much of it. The taste is completely different. Like if you're thinking you're gonna eat some mac and cheese, you are wrong. You are wrong. Vegan mac and cheese is like very weird. So, but it's good. It is so good, especially if it's seasoned well. But I remember that soup, and as I had one taste, I'm like, yo, this tastes like straight up grass. I had another taste, and I'm like, maybe that's what you need to be consuming. I had another one, and I'm like, and as I'm having them, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, maybe you should be eating things that are actually from the earth. Good earth, not bad soil. All that shit still goes down, right? We need proper soil so we can grow properly, so that we can feed the body properly. It all goes down, like it's, right? So I'm like, maybe it should taste like it comes from the earth. Maybe you should have healthier foods. And as I'm drinking this miso soup, I'm thinking to myself, yes, this is what the body needs. And I'm changing the chemical. As I'm doing it, I'm talking to myself, and I'm changing the way the brain works. And I'm telling myself, as I'm putting it in my mouth, this is what the body needs. It needs something healthy. I need you to take care of me. And I'm rewiring my brain as I'm putting it in my mouth, and I'm making the connection. I'm making the smell. And I'm like, yes, bitch. And that's when it started. That's when I was like, we need to start eating a little bit more healthy. And it's not only what I eat, it's how I wash my clothes, it's how I wash my hair, it's how I brush my teeth, it's the mouthwash that I use, it's the nail polish that sometimes I don't want to put on my nails or my toes because those chemicals, I don't know what it's doing to my body. All those things, makeup, I don't know what it's doing to my body. It's absorbing in my skin. And then again, we're like, why is there so much cancer? I don't know what this shit is doing to my body. So this natural thing right here, fuck y'all. I will stay. The last thing y'all gonna, this tattoo is like one of my last tattoos. I just wanna I love it, but it's like one of my last tattoos. These hands. I'm obsessed with myself. I'm getting to the point where I'm just obsessed with myself. But that's really it. That's all I have. Healthy eating, dogs, I see everything, dogs no different from children. I mean, other than they can talk, they can understand me, they know right from wrong No, my dog knows right from wrong. That's the next thing. They know right from wrong. Being open-minded, I kind of mentioned a little bit, question everything. Friends and benefits to friends, I believe you can become friends. Like, if you were just strictly on sex, then yeah, you can sex and disappear. But if you guys really had a connection as friends and you've talked about it a few times, yeah, so I am going to, yes, my friends with benefits, we're turning into friends. We're going to work very hard on, don't hide it, let's talk about it. Because we all have desires at the end of the day. Sex will always be there. We'll always have the desire. But it's how do we control that? So like if you're having a desire, let's talk about it. Like, yes, we do have a desire to be with one another, probably sexually, but no. It ain't gonna go anywhere. We don't want each other. It's just a temporary high where we can just go outside and probably run, or let's do something else together to get that temporary high and get in the bed, fuck with each other, and then look at each other like, why did we do this? It's dumb. It's dumb, at least for me. So is love a figment of the imagination? And some people had, yes, love can be a figment of the imagination. Why? Because everything is a figment of the motherfucking imagination. The fuck? But love is a feeling, and love comes here. So love comes from the heart. Love is something you can feel, okay? No, it's not monetary, but love. I love this rock. I love this rock. Because this rock was given to me by someone. It is a special rock. This rock has a lot of meaning. This rock came from a bereavement camp. So do I love this rock? Yes. Okay, this rock came to me for something. Do I love my plant? Yes. I love this piece. I love this pen. I love this pen because sadly someone left this pen, and this person has a lot of meaning. Therefore, I love this pen. I love this watch. I love this watch. I stopped wearing my Apple Watch because everybody has a fucking Apple Watch. I don't like to be like y'all motherfuckers. The minute everybody start doing the same thing, check me out. Check me the fuck out. I'm not going in your assembly line walking with y'all. The minute everybody... I'll go this way. Just tune me out. So I start wearing my watches again. This one goes on movements. So whenever the time is always wrong. I wear my watches because I love it. But yeah, so this I love my watch. This is from an ex. I wear it a lot. And it's one of the things where I question, I'm like, how do partners really take things how do partners accept that I love something, there's a connection with it, but I don't love that person like that? Because I will wear my watch and I have unless I really sat there and like, yo, like this nigga really gave me this. But now I'm like, it's a watch. There's a connection to it. Yes, I'm not gonna leave it. I'll delete this part. But yeah, when it comes to loving, you gotta put the feeling with the emotion, with the memory, and that's when everything else gets connected. But if you're not putting I don't know. I'll see how this edits. I would say peace, love, and I hope you find the healing that you need. It's going into 2023. A bitch is nothing but excited. I am like literally booking. I'm praying to God. I pray to God everything lines up. If shit starts hitting the fan, y'all will see that part of the video too. But I am praying to God that everything I am working hard will line up exactly how I want them to line up in 2023. So a bitch can sit down and just relax. So again, peace and love, and I hope you find the healing that you need. I am out.